Hey everyone, this is Ethan Davis from Strong Roots Farm. I'm making a review video today on the vacuum seeder for the Paperpot system. And before I get into a comparison, first it'll be to the Johnny's versus the Small Farm Works through John Hendrickson. Just wanted to quickly touch base about the trays because this came up in conversations in the past. There's actually 3 different trays that we have here. They're all very similar but slightly different. This is the Paperpot Co tray. This is the thickest, and you can see right here the spacing of the holes is a little bit different, a little bit further away. I've heard that could make a difference in the pruning of the roots with the air pruning. You can see the smaller hole density. And then one of these is a Chinese tray and one of these is the Japanese tray. You can tell the difference based off of the 2 notches here versus this room has no notches. And again, similar but slightly different hole placement. A little less thick, but all 3 are super burly. They all last a really long time. I don't really notice a difference in performance, to be very honest with you. So wherever you can get a good price or a good sale is, I think, the best bet. So what we're going to do today is compare the different vacuum seeders. We used to use a drop seeder, and one of the things that I noticed is sometimes the seeds would get stuck between the seed plates. And that was kind of a bummer, and I've tried to make them unsuccessfully, very unsuccessfully I might add. I just wanted to give a real quick comparison to the Johnny's vacuum seeder. This is our original vacuum seeder and we really like it. We use this this is set up for 200 cell plugs, and we really liked it, and we liked it well enough that we wanted to go ahead and get it for Paperpot system. But when you add in this along with the trays, you're well over $1,000. Which was tough on our budget. And so I spoke with John Hendrickson, and he's developing this prototype. As I understand it, this is the first that he's sold to any farms, and so we thought it would be real nice to share this with you. To compare and contrast quickly with the Johnny's one, the Johnny's has these wing nuts that you use to take off the top tray from the bottom, and here we've got these buckles which are a bit more convenient. Johnny's has the 2 handles, which is convenient. This only has the handle on the one side, and at first it did feel a little awkward to me, but I'm so used to it now that I don't even notice it. Both run off of this mini shop back here. It's a standard piece of equipment. It fits this seeder, it fits this seeder, so if you have one, you don't even need to get it again for the Hendrickson Small Farm Works one. And then my wife, one of the things that she really likes is this. You can see this has a really deep lip here. It actually folds all the way inside where my pinky finger is. It folds back like that. So this is at a 90 degree. It does a really good job of catching the seed. Here this has a lip, and it works really well. I'm not saying it doesn't, but it's not quite as deep. And so it's just a distinguishing feature. And then this Johnny's one has this little, what would you call that? A
slide.
Slide, thank you, dear. Slide that turns it on and off. And the Small Farm Works has this instead, right here on the bottom. And at first I thought that was a little awkward and this was more convenient. I honestly think it's whatever you're used to at first, and then the other one, the new one, will feel awkward until you get used to it. Okay, so we're going to do 2 types of seed for you. The first is a pelleted salad green mix. This is a mix from different seed companies, and then that's a major crop for us. And then the other one we're going to do, this is an oddball sized seed. So it kind of reminds me of like a football. This is parsley, and we'll do those as well, so you can kind of get a feel for how it performs with different shaped seed. can see here, it genuinely does a really nice job. The one thing I've noticed with the vacuum seeder with the Paperpot system in comparison to, say, a traditional plug tray is that I would stack like 20 plug trays next to me and just rip through them in 30 minutes. And with the Paperpots, what I've noticed is if I don't have this frame holding them in place, the Paperpots will shift a little bit. Now, if you're okay with things not being perfectly lined up, and sometimes I am, it's not that big a deal. So you could still do a bunch of them in a row if you wanted to, stacked up, or you could just buy a few of these frames and have these on hand. We just have one. That's what we've got. But in general, it seems to work really, really well, as well as the Johnny's seeder. It fits over the tray really nicely. It did take like a little bit of getting used to. I would say same with the other vacuum seeder. You know, it takes a little bit of practice, but then once you get it, it works really well. Alright, so my youngest woke up from a nap. He's going to be helping us. So the first thing, we just showed you how to do the Salanova. I'll just show you how to switch out the plates. It's as simple as simple gets. Undo those. With the Johnnies, you'd be playing with the wing nuts a little more time consuming. I genuinely like that. You want to do this one, buddy? Yeah. Go ahead and push it down. I'll do this part, you do this. Push it down, this way. Good job. Okay, so this is the parsley seed, and I just sprinkle a fair bit out. And it's the exact same process as before. So you'll see where sometimes it is 2 or 3 on a hole. There's probably a smaller hole size that would avoid that. I don't mind it because parsley has a relatively low germination rate, so for us, that's just fine. Same as before, it did a good job of dropping it in. It's a little harder to see because the holes got filled up a little bit when this was put on top. But all in all, it does great, and I really appreciate the fact that the gravity seed, unlike the gravity seed, those seeds don't get stuck and ground down between the plates. So all in all, really great tool. Hit me up with comments if you have any questions, and I'll try and go ahead and answer them. Thanks very much. Have a beautiful day and happy growing.